This is different. Usually gives me the option to proceed to when I can start going live. So I'm just going to go ahead and well, first of all, I'll turn on my light. Might as well get some natural light in here too. There, that's a bit better. Alright, I'm gonna try to get more people. I'll talk about this when I have a few people. So, we're gonna go on YouTube. We're going to share the live link. And we're gonna annoy everyone. Okay, if my internet would be better. Ah, yes. Takes forever for my own server to load. Okay. Going to put it here too. And I am waiting for people. And I should probably put my phone on silent mode. And there's one. Hello. Hope my sound is working. Let me do what I always do. And we're gonna do this. And it's not gonna load, of course. Okay. Alright, yeah, the sound's working. Alright. So now that we have at least one viewer, and how about there? Two viewers, actually. So I was just messing around. I finished my Panzer 2. My audio is cut out. Alright, yeah, the sound's working. Oh my goodness, this sucks. Fine, I'll be 10 seconds behind. I finished my Panzer 2 yesterday, of course. Here it is, the person 2. Don't want to give myself an accidental face reveal yet. So, Panzer 1, Panzer 8. And I was looking at this, I'm considering repainting it. But I wouldn't mind getting the tack on one too, though. Just because, the Dragon Mouse honestly sucks. And this one is one of my more memorable models to me because it's the mouse, my first super heavy, and I now have 3. So, and also always a good excuse to buy another mouse. Person actually turned out pretty well. I did the same thing I did with my Vietnam diorama ones, and I made it way too bright, but then I put a black wash over it to dull it down, and I think it turned out well. In the face, I just painted how I have been more recently. I think it turned out pretty nice. And of course the tank itself, is why. Hold on. Technical difficulties. Anyways, the tank itself, I'm pretty happy with it. I was, doing this stream to start my next model, but I, pretty happy with it. I was, doing this stream to start my next model. Don't repaint it. Alright, I won't then. I probably wouldn't anyways. I was thinking on, okay, this thing's too loud now. Of course I say that. Okay. So, this is gonna be a bit difficult to do. But, anyways, I was also thinking of repainting my KV2, but I might just go ahead and buy another one, like the Trumpeter one or something. I actually almost did end up buying the Trumpeter one, but I got the Tamiya one when I was a diehard Tamiya fan. I have branched out quite a bit from just Tamiya, because I don't think no, I've made two kits from Tamiya. The last two, the piece and the Jeep. But other than that, I haven't been building that brand, just because I build quite a lot of their kits. Of course, this is Tester / Atalery, and this is Dragon. And yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and put these back on the shelf because I want to show you my next model. Okay, you go with Baby Mouse. Others, and you go next to the Chiha. Actually, I want to show you this. Okay. Just move you off. Oh, that phone's back to working. Alright, so look at the size difference in those two. Okay. I mean, this is considerably a small tank. And, I mean, look at it. Look how big it is compared to this even. Side view. Of course, this is a person. I mean, obviously, I feel like this would have more than 2 crew members, hopefully. Of course, the Panzer I only had 2 crew members. And it's obvious, too. This is also 14th Panzer Division, because I lost the decals that came with the kit. I had to use some from my Hanomag decal set. So, yeah, and I had to paint on most of the Iron Cross, or the white one, because I wanted the Panzer I to have that, because that's what I feel like looks best on a Panzer I, the white, completely white ones. Let's, since I have it out, let's take a look at the Chiha. So this was when I first started getting better at mud and dirt. So that's why. So a whole bunch of dirt, a whole bunch, all on this thing, especially on the front here. But I think it actually looks pretty nice. And of course, one of the boxes I make, whole bunch here. This is Africa dust and the wet mud effect that I use a lot. It's not all that bad though, because I mean, it is very messy, and I probably should have contained myself, but that's what I've been improving on this year, because I make tanks look like they've gone through 5-foot deep mud puddles sometimes, I've noticed, so I've tried to stop that. Of course, you have the ball mount machine guns figures, which aren't all that good, but they're not completely bad either. The back with the little hanging bag and the helmet and such. It's not a bad model, I just don't reflect on it a lot. It's the only Japanese model I have, other than some figures. And I wouldn't mind getting the IO Super Heavy to add to the collection. think the next super heavy I'm gonna get is either another mouse. Well, technically the lion tank, the Panzer 7, is considered a super heavy, and that's what I want to get next. Technically that, but I'm considering that part of. I want to get all 8 Panzers. I have a Panzer 3 kit by I think not amusing. I forget, but it's Panzer 3 from Kursk that I have to build, and I've built Panzer 1 now, 2, 3, well not 3 yet, 4. I've built one, but I want to build another because the one I have, my Panzer 1 and my Panzer 2 and my Panzer 4, I'm not all that happy with because that's some of my older models. I wouldn't mind building another Panther, but we're gonna get to that soon. And of course, I've built a lot of Tiger tanks, and Panzer 7 is next, and I've already built the mouse. Alright, I'm gonna go put these fellows back, because these two are sitting side by side on my shelf. Just because there's a small enough space, or a big enough space, for the little Panzer 1. This is gonna be a bit. And now the other phone's working again. But, anyways, I was also thinking of repainting my KB2. But I might just go ahead. Goodness, that's really behind. Okay. I actually almost did end up. Okay, we're just gonna leave you there. 0 viewers now. That's just swell. Anyways, so I might as well reveal my next model if you haven't seen it yet. This thing's a huge box. Audible thud. The Panther. A TACOM kit. Again, for this year, that's 2 TACOM kits this year. This is a full interior Panther Ausführung A by Damag, assembled by Damag. That's how it's said. Yeah. I feel like it's gonna be a pretty fun kit. I was looking at it yesterday for the first time since I bought it, and goodness, there's a lot. So let's go ahead and open it. Very deep box. That's the package. The instructions came in. I looked at that. Tracks, which I have to put all the pins on individually. Or the teeth, I mean. I didn't realize that. Just noticed that. Here's the, I guess upper hull. I mean, of course, it's not, I mean, that's just part of it, because, yeah, that, just made me realize this is going to be a long time in the making. The wheels, some hull sides, the sides of the hull on, so of course here, and then this is, I believe, what goes on the front plate, and this is either the firewall or what goes on the very back of the back plate. Of course, that's above the tracks there. Some random things. There's some S hooks there. There's some of those ones. Some handles and other things. Probably parts for the crane. Here's the jig for the tracks. Or for the wheels. Well, tracks basically, because this is what you is going to be used to put the tracks on. You glue it to the idler and sprocket, and you put it over the wheels, and then you glue the bottom on. So I like how that is, because I cannot force myself to do another 100 links per side for now for working tracks. Here's the torsion bars, which consist of more parts than necessary, really, but for a non-working suspension anyways. It looks cool though. The sprockets and idlers as well though. And there's the back plate, maybe an engine cover, a few other things, the exhaust. There's the bottom of the hull, there's the front plate. These probably go on the hull, the lower hull. There's the vent covers, all sorts of things, fenders, yay. Here's the Shetson, the fan covers, tools, engine hatch, the hatches on the front, which I don't even think this kit requires, you need. There's the covers for the transmission, tow hook, parts, some more tools, more hooks, yeah, MG 34, 42, probably 34, engine parts, whole bunch of those, probably some more stuff, we'll figure it out along the way. Still 0 washers right now. This is an interesting one. So here's the thing that goes on top, the like kind of superstructure type of thing. Here's the plow basically, and then on the other screw is just more boxes and stuff, all that stuff. Some parts for the engine and transmission, I believe, interior parts. And then there's a little thing here, a little smaller sprue here with some more intricate parts. Almost there. And we have parts for the crane, or the main tow hook thing is in the middle. Yeah, that looks a whole bunch of nice quality pieces, thankfully. And then the last bigger sprue is some of the ribbing I see, some wood, some jerry cans, more tools, whole bunch of things, some interior pieces. Then we have the instruction booklet. That thing is thick. So I believe there's close to 60 steps. I looked through the whole thing yesterday. Never mind, there's 54. But there's like 1, 2, 3, for a whole bunch of them. So I'll have to completely read through this before I start. I'm not going to be starting on this stream because I would most likely die of stress related issues. It's a pretty thick booklet. It's going to take me a long time, but I don't know why it took me so long to make the tiger. I think it's because of procrastination, really. So we're gonna set that to just right there. And here's a correction for the step 15. They put the wrong part. They put something wrong with it. So they gave us a little paper. Here's some cloth string wire like for probably a whole bunch of things, and then here's like a copper wire, same thing basically but made of copper. It feels pretty nice, longer length, might be for the cables themselves. Here's basically the same thing but smaller. There's a whole bunch of hook things in here. In here is the photo etch for the engine deck and the chain for the crane in there too. And lastly is a nice little decal sheet and a falling pile of sprues. Some iron crosses there, some decals for the inside of the tank. which I appreciate because RFM didn't include any for their interior model. And crosses there, some decals for the inside of the tank, which I appreciate because RFM didn't include any for their interior model. I'm responding to the chat. Yeah, it was really expensive. Okay. So, well, don't lose anything. I don't want to have to make this myself. So there's a whole bunch of wire, string, and such, and fix. I'm going to be doing. They also include interior instructions for the inside painting, which I do appreciate, because RFM's was a bit weird, because their colors really were like to their exact core instead of what it actually would be more realistically. So, as of right now, I am going to be making this Western Front 1943 Mega Panther, because this is going to be in a diorama with my first major building that I'll be making myself from scratch. So, I'm going to shut myself up really quick. Okay. Hold on. I will get the diorama base and put it on screen. I have the Sturmgeschütz 3, which is going to be the destroyed tank the Mega Panther is recovering. I'm going to be ordering some Stalingrad figures for a Mega Panther. I've already researched into it. And I'm going to be trying to... I have some older figures that I'm probably never going to use. I'm going to be making them look injured and or deceased on the diorama. I feel like that'll be an endeavor in its own. So, I can... Hold on, I can just do this. Alright, I can just do this. And this is the one I'm going to be building, because I'm going to be making like a Belgian style house. So, I'm just trying to make it as realistic as possible, even though it's not actually realistic that a Mega Panther would be just recovering a vehicle like a Sturmgeschütz. Well, it could, because it's a Panther, and that's basically a Panzer III. But, so, 67... Yeah, I'm gonna be making this. This was interesting too, but that's Hungary in 1945, and I'm just not that all. That's all. So now, I'm just gonna put this all away and not spill anything. Okay, now the process of putting a whole waste of, well, not waste of plastic, even though a lot of it is going to be wasted, back in its container until I start building it sometime this week. Oh my goodness, this is a lot of plastic, I do say so myself. Okay. One more, and then the cover. I hope I didn't forget to put anything in there. Alright, so, what to do now? And there's only one person watching, and it's hello. Oh yeah, I'm gonna get the diorama base. Okay. it's a pretty big diorama set right now, but I'm gonna try to cut it back a bit because it's just way too huge. Last time I did one this size, it was not all that great. Right now, this is its size. Building's gonna be in a corner like that. And there's gonna be an alleyway, sidewalk with it. It's gonna be like that, the cliche big ol' artillery shell right through the corner, so you can see inside. This will be right about here, like it got ambushed, because there's a shell impact somewhere, right here, but it's not a penetrating shot, so that could actually work for me. No, it is, but that's not really that much of a penetrating shot, so that could have stunned him. And then in here as well is like the killing shot, and through the transmission, killing the driver and such. And I'm missing some of the hatches, so I'm gonna make it look all burnt up. They could be trying to get it. I didn't make this model myself, but I did come across it. Wheel broke off, so I'm gonna make it look like an engineering team or something took it, along with some track. I'm gonna bend the track to be melted a bit, and I'm going to put like a tarp or something over this, because I could just I think that looks better though, like if the breech was damaged, because you can see in there. This is a older kit, not mine. Well, it is now, but anyways, so basically, building in the corner, Stamgeschutz somewhere in the alleyway, Bergepanther somewhere in another direction, and every tank should have infantry support, so they're gonna be here too. Maybe not all in one piece, but they're gonna be here. My first plan is to measure it out exactly what the dimensions of the building are, and then I'm going to try to start making said building while I make the Bergepanther. And after I make the building, I'll be starting on the rest, because it's going to be a brick road, because this is styrofoam. I can use that against me. Or for me, not against me. Yeah, Ben Simmons is dropped, yeah. Yeah. So I'm going to be figuring out exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to try to get like a piece of styrofoam a size so that it's a bit raised up above the road. And I want to try to be able to cut off some of this so it's not so big, because this is a huge diorama as of right now. And honestly, it's I have to figure it out, because even the Stug is that big. And if I just put you down for a second and get the Bergepanther upper hull. Oh, we might as well open it now. Maybe carefully though, because there's that option. Yes, there is. See, I don't have to go to violence every time. Okay. So we open the Bergepanther hull. So, see, even like this, that's going to be about the size that it can be, unless I cut a little bit off, which I might end up doing. Or if I cut off a bit this way, and then a bit this way. Yeah. Because if I have it like this, like I originally wanted, like this, I feel like it would be a bit too crowded. So so this is 6 inches right here. I was planning on cutting off about 6 inches, and if I do that, it's going to be a bit crowded in my opinion. So I'd say cut off maybe 4. Yeah, if I cut off. Any tips for the first time modeling? Well, depending on what type of models you do. If you do tank models, for tips, probably make sure you have every tool. And the tools I use, mainly. Okay, so you want to start on modeling. Hold on. Trying to get the chat view, but my phone is stupid. So you don't want a lot of gluing. So, I'd maybe recommend, sets that only require a little bit. I'd have to think about it a lot, but there is, it's a tougher question because I'd say really smaller kits. Yeah, what he said, 1/100th would be a good idea because the smaller, really, the less things you're gonna have to glue. That's what I think, anyways. For some kits, anyways. Yeah, that'd work. But of course, don't forget your main tools like tweezers, a hobby blade, and honestly, some sprue cutters. Even though these are just little, like not wire cutters, but little cutters I got from a hardware store. Well, modeling is hard when you first start, but it gets easier and easier. So, minus the protractor. These are really the main tools I use, other than glue, which I alternate between extra thin and Mr. Cement S on occasion, but right now it's extra thin. And I use sandpaper sometimes too. Well, yeah, more expensive, but you know what you're doing more. Well, and it depends on what you do, because if you just stick with some of the basic things, like more simpler kits, it's gonna be about the same. No, that's a lie. It's gonna be expensive either way, but it all depends on how much you're willing to put into it, really. But my favorite tank, I generic answer, Tiger 1. But truly, it's either the, that's a tougher question. Because I like the Tiger tank because of just because of how popular it is and how I just like the design in general. I like basically any Tiger tank. I like the Panzer 7. Cold tank, a Cold War tank, probably M103. The American tank. It's the M103, right? I'm not thinking of a different one. The M103 is yeah, I like the M103. I like the M60 and the Leopard 1. I like that too. I like the T series for Russians. I like a whole bunch of the Russian ones and the British. I like a lot of M60A too. Yeah, I think I actually have a M60. I have an M60 model. It might be an M60A2. Yeah, I have an M48 kit I have to build as well. And I'm gonna get some more British tanks. Yeah, a Conqueror. I wouldn't mind getting a Conqueror. Right now I only have a Matilda Mark II and a Universal Troop Transport, but I haven't built the second one yet. M60. I don't. It might be A1. because I'm not certain. I like a lot of military vehicles. Of my collections, like of my models, sure. Of course, this one here isn't. Of course, these two are still work in progress, but let's go up to my planes. Yeah, I have 3 planes. That's my first model there, the Red Baron. Then we go down to my super heavy shelf. We have the Mouse, Mini Mouse, E100, K3382, a little guy there, and the Lego tank from my old channel. Then if we go over here, and if I move a few things, we have this diorama here, the little Pack 36 diorama, the Welcome to the Jungle, the On the Move, I believe is what I called that, diorama with the Kugelwagen. And if we move over here to the top, we got the KV2, KV1C, or whatever, that's what the Tamiya kit said it was, IS-2, T-30, the Russian T-30 tank, Matilda Mark II, M10 Wolverine, not the Achilles, that's the British one, M1 Abrams early production, I believe M1A1 with mine or ram plow or whatever it's called. If we move down, we have the mounted SS officers, some of my first ever figures. Panzer 38T, Chiha, Panzer 1, most recent little figure with it. The SDK Z251, the Yak Tiger, the Tiger pre-production, the Tiger 2 pre-production, the Tiger 2 Henschel or production, the Sturm Tiger, Tiger 1 early, Panther Ausführung D, hold on, there we go, there's the Tiger 1E full interior. Yeah, it's an H, but it's technically, they're both, that's just a misconception, they're both manufactured by the same person, but this was pre-production because it's the prototype, which I made this is the model of one of the prototypes from the Henschel Proving Grounds. And of course, this is the most famous one, the production one. Of course, the Tiger, this is where the diorama will be. Sturmgeschütz 4, my neglected Yak Panther and Panzer 2. So if I go down here, the Elephant, Sergeant York, Tiger 1, Panzer 4J, Leopard 1, Panther A. If we move over here, Titanic, the Hobby Boss kit, 1/350th, both of them. Well, 1.5, didn't start the other half yet. That's one of my most recent ones. M48 by Monogram, M41, my first Tamiya kit, right there. There's another one in the same kit. T-3485, 176, and is the Airfix one. There's the Airfix 135th, T-3485. The figures are right there. Yeah, I wish I would have waited to do that because I think that kit is amazing, but it's in disrepair right now, unfortunately. There's another 176 T-3485, same brand. Yeah, a little destroyed one. Willie's Jeep. My little France here. Oh yeah. I really do want to start building more modern vehicles, so I might get another model of that. Really. Anyway, 148th Tamiya, M3 Lee, M4 with the 105, M4 A3, the prototype one, yada yada. Too much explanation with that one. Here's my 170. That's my first ever glue together model. That little Panther. There's a Tiger, a Panzer IV, and an RC Tiger, but it's about 172nd, 176 in between that. What else? I have a USS Arizona in a different room. That's about it for all my models, though. We could go look at my stash, but it's like Lurk, maybe. Yeah. Here's all my models. The trophies too. Whole bunch of stuff. Huh? More American stuff all around. America, America, America. Stupid France. Stupid France. I can show the trophies that I got there. One of those is for, one of these smaller ones is for the, there's my Lego Abrams too. That one of those is for the Tiger diorama, and the other two, including the big one, is for the M113. Yeah, and of course there's its other trophy with it, because this is also full interior. If you can see in there, I can't see what I'm doing, so I'm just hoping you saw. Where do I get these? Well, I get them, oh yeah, from America, but, hold on, I'll just put my camera like this. I get them usually, I get them from a whole bunch of different places, really. Oh, the trophies from shows. Going to shows, I usually get one. Yeah, just local shows, because I haven't been to any, like, regional, like, IPMS shows. Well, technically I have been, but not, like, ran strictly by IPMS. Well, you can always do online ones, but you're not gonna really get anything from them. Alright, so now what? It's starting to rain outside. That's fun. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and put this back on the desk. If I can get there. Okay. For the Stug, oh, this is gonna be on there. The other Stug is on a diorama. I wouldn't mind getting a Stu, S-T-U-H. Alright, I'm gonna put these things away. Put this, and I'll grab a tank and we can look at it. What's one I haven't gotten down in a bit? Alright. This fella. We're gonna take a look at this fella. Tiger P. The Tiger P. Tiger 2P, anyways. One of my better models. Simple too. Painted with acrylic paints because I ran out of Tamiya paints. Well, Muliho, I mean. I do. Not too much recently, but I do. I didn't really get far, maybe about 6.0 as of right now. 4 viewers. The reason why I even wanted this model is because of the War Thunder version of it. I was playing it when I wanted to build this model. So, I'm from Pennsylvania. It's a northern state. Tiger. Alright, I'm gonna put this one back. Let's go ahead and put you back. Okay, I'm gonna hold that in one hand. We're gonna drop you back into place carefully. Alright, Pennsylvania is to the right of Ohio. Which one should we get down and look at now? Yag Tiger? Carefully, move you. Just stay right there. Yeah, your food's gonna be done soon, buddy. It's only been cooking for a few years. Yak Tiger. Do not drop it. 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 Okay. There, Yak Tiger. Alright. My Yak Tiger, the Tamiya one. The little fellers. Little fella 1 and little fella 2. Of course, I wasn't that good with mud yet, so I just splattered oil paint and stuff on it. Yeah, I wouldn't mind making a diorama for this, but I would revise it a bit if that were so. Because right now it's not exactly how I would make it if it were present day, me making it. Because now I have better airbrush. Yeah. Here's the engine deck. And no, it doesn't. Well, it has some of the gun breech, but I can't really open this hatch anymore. The best Tamiya model? It might actually be this one. Because this one was really good. There wasn't any problems with it at all. I mean, I can't really remember any problems I had with this one when I built it. The gun system is fine. Still stays perfectly fluid. I do both. This one I got online, but some of my other ones I've gotten in person. Um, it usually depends because if you get them in person, they usually charge more because so they can make money. But usually online, it really depends on the size of the kit. But I'd say about 40 to 60 US dollars. But that's just like for like an average size one. Maybe a bit more expensive for a Yak Tiger because it's one of the few that includes photo etch for the back, which is a neat touch as always when it includes its own photo etch and you don't have to go ahead and get it yourself. Of course, full interior kits can be up to $100 or more. Except for the M113 I got for $10, but it was already opened and a figure was missing. But everything else was all there, and it was a nice kit. The biggest one is the hold on. Biggest 135th is the either one of those two, E100 or Mouse. Biggest tank I have is a 1/16th Tiger 2, but it's outside. I don't want to go get it. Smallest is the Panzer 1 now, though, because it's a very tiny tank. And, yeah. I like how this thing looks. On stream, probably not, because I don't feel like starting I don't feel like starting this right now. Because I have to do a few other things after this is done. When we hit an hour, I'm probably gonna get off. So, nice box art. This was expensive. There's the gap that this thing takes up. A whole gap in the wall. Well, it's almost 1 p.m. in US Eastern Standard Time. Yep. Big Panther Snap. Okay. This is a hefty kit. My favorite model is the Tiger. For sure. The full interior RFM one. Or the K3382. Yeah. If I can stop shaking my camera. Or my phone. Yeah, I'm really happy with how it turned out. From a far away glance. Yeah, I do want to build an M103 though. I do, because that's one of my favorite US heavy tanks. I wouldn't mind building some other US heavy tanks like a actual like M46 Patton or M47. Planes, I do want to build more planes and ships. Well, I'm in cars actually. I want to start building some planes too, some more modern jets and some battleships and some more ocean liners actually, because I like ocean liners a lot. And it would yeah, I do want to build an F-104 eventually. Yeah. Well, it depends on the scale, because I feel like I'm gonna be the type of person to do 1/48 mostly. What do I plan to do with my channel? Just try to improve the editing overall, and just keep posting until something major happens and I have to stop for a while. No, I just stream whenever I feel like it, because I do not want to make people expect something to happen and end up not happening. Okay. 4 minutes left till I'm gonna get off. Well, I have a Discord server that you can always talk to me on. Okay, Yak Tiger. Little fella. Hello, little feller. A sub countdown? I don't know about that. Because right now, I'm not popular enough to the point where I'm gonna get subs on a consistent pace to where it would be a thing to do as something that would only take like an hour or a few hours. And I'm not a big enough channel to where I'll be too exposed to a bigger audience. Right now my main goal is 1,000, and after that it's just gonna probably be 1,000 after 1,000. Model time lapses, I've been thinking on doing that, but I usually don't build a whole model in one sitting. I've been thinking on maybe like painting it in a time lapse, but I'm usually not the type of person to paint it all in one sitting. Well, actually I do, but I usually take some breaks in between layers. Yeah, I do, because I've learned that you want to do some, and if you start feeling tired, just stop, because if you do something on a model when you're tired, it's usually not going to be all that good. Yeah, well, I try to keep updates on, but it's a bit hard when you have to do stuff. Well, life advice, I'm only 2 years older than 13, so I trying to think of something that I'm just trying to think of something better than just like the generic stuff that everyone says. Well, of course, stay off drugs, of course, because they're bad unless they're prescribed, of course. Yeah, try in school. Yeah, education system isn't the best thing, but it's not the worst either. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead. Hopefully not drop this, but put this back. And try not to fall. And the tiger goes in its resting space, crushing a civilian. Crushing. Oh, yeah. Yeah, just don't, but you have to. Okay, come on. Oh my goodness. Hanamag. Tiger. Squeeze your way in there. Now get out. Out. need to fix this. Alright, as soon as I fix this all, I'm gonna get off stream. Okay, there. You can go forward a bit. Okay, you need to go back more. There, goodness. Alright, and I dropped the kitchen thing. Here it is. I was thinking on repainting these guys and putting them in a little diorama, like on this styrofoam or on this. I feel like that'd be a nice little thing. Anyways, I'm going to go ahead and get off because I'm tired. So, here is one last look at all of my models, and then I'm going to go ahead and get off. Yeah, there you go. You get the idea. Alright. Alright, I'm gonna leave off with zooming in on France. Alright, so I'm gonna leave now, so I'll see ya later, and I'll try to post something this week about anything, maybe about this little guy. Alright, so see ya and goodbye.